Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Cubelock during Boomsday. Cubelock used to be a tier 1 deck, but it has fallen quite by the wayside. But it still has been all the time a deck that is capable of actually winning games. And it's just bubbling under. Some people keep playing it, keep having a lot of success, whereas others just think it's old-fashioned. I did a bit of testing with Cubelock last week with Prince Taldaram build. That didn't end up in YouTube because it didn't go quite well. But then I saw Swaggy G playing this build at DreamHack with Tar Creepers instead of Taldaram, and I took this to the ladder and success was instant. I think this is really a Cubelock build that is very well suited for today's metagame. If you're not familiar with what Cubelock does, then Cubelock is this kind of mid-range control type of Warlock deck. It's not quite a control Warlock, you're not really going for fatigue games, you want to actively end the games. But you do have a number of control tools at your disposal. However, your main way to play games is to be proactive. You want to get on the board early, preferably with like a Mountain Giant. Then you have Skull of the Manari that can summon some demons from your hand, so it can pull Doom cards especially. There are 4 demons in the deck, 2 Doom cards and 2 Void Lords. But in most matchups you're interested in the Doom cards, because you want to be active. And then you go face with some Doom cards, and then you can cube some Doom cards, and then you can dark pact your cubes to make more Doom cards. Or if you have the mana, or if you have the setup, then Spirit Singer Umbra and Cube is incredible. Because then the cube will proc immediately when it's summoned, so if you can Umbra cube a Doom card, you get 2 Doom cards immediately, and you have 2 left over in the cube. So overall, a lot of Doom cards. Whenever this deck has the chance to be the beatdown, Doom card is really the key card. You want to cube it, you want to copy it, you want to summon it with the Skull, or you want to summon it with the Possessed Lackey, and then you want to resurrect as many of them as possible with Bloodriver Gul'dan. In matchups where you really want to push face damage, Void Lord is actually often detrimental, because once Void Lord dies, and the Void Walkers, and once the Void Walkers die, that means that you will resurrect fewer Doom cards. But of course the situation is reversed when you're the control deck, when you're defending, when Void Lord from a Skull is definitely a card that can really turn the tide. In addition to this quite impressive offensive portfolio, this deck also has a number of defensive tools. There's Defiles, there's Hellfires, there's even Doomsayers, and there's Lord Godfrey. So what Cubelock lacks in many builds, and in this build as well, is hard removal. You have a number of removal tools, but you're not really looking forward to just trying to remove everything and anything. These are here so that they will help you against aggro decks. Aggro decks generally don't have a bunch of big minions. They have small stuff, and these help you clear up all of that junk so that you can use your demons to win the game. But when you face big minions, you might be in a bit more of a trouble. You can sometimes faceless the opponent's big minion to have a copy, you can have your own big minions that can trade into them. There are lesser amethyst spellstones in this deck, and there are 2 Hellfires and 2 Kobold Librarians to activate them. So if you can build a big spellstone, that might be a way to answer a big minion. But there is no actual hard removal, so that's something to keep in mind when playing Cubelock. You have a number of control tools, but you're not a fatigue style control deck. You want to be active to win the game. On the subject of being active, you are often in positions where you have cards that you don't really need in a particular matchup. Let's say you're trying to push damage and your hand is a couple of Defiles, then maybe there's a Tar Creeper and a Hellfire. And the most key insight I can give about this deck is that you must not be too afraid of playing Doom card from hand. Sure, Doom card has a nasty battle cry, discard 2 random cards. And you have tools to cheat the Doom cards out on the board. You have the Skull, you have the Lackeys. But there are many games where you're in a position where you have a handful of cards, half of which do just about nothing, and you have a Doom card. And then you need to have the courage to play that Doom card on the board and roll from there. By far the most common mistake new Cubelock players do is that they are unwilling to play the Doom God from hand when they need to do that to get the initiative and get the game going. Overall, Cubelock is a fun deck, it's a very versatile deck, there are so many things that you can accomplish by playing this deck, and I think it's best shown in action, exactly what I mean. So I put together a number of games of this deck for you, and I hope they will demonstrate the abilities of Doom God, the abilities of Cube and Umbra, and all sorts of nice things that you can do with this build. Enjoy! Let's see. Tristero just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that. Alright, got a Faceless Manipulator. I like Faceless Manipulators. I don't like him having a turn 2 kill asset. Options. Options are to tap or to Doomsayer. He could of course play an egg into the Doomsayer. I think we go with the Doomsayer now. Let's see, even if he throws down an egg here, then at least he can trigger the Deathrattle multiple times. So it's not that bad. Or he could like spend a Hunter's Mark on this, which also isn't that great. No. They can always just use egg and play it next turn. Alright, I play a Dark Reaper. So definitely a Deathrattle Hunter. Really no. Oh, that Chain Gang top deck was sick. Umbra, but I have no Deathrattles in hand. So I guess I'll play another Dark Reaper this turn. Let's see if the Dark Reapers can defend me a little bit against this Chain Gang. There might be some kind of way to get some sort of defile setups going. Grizzly, and there is an option for him to Grizzly and play dead. I mean Cube and play dead on the Grizzly. So I could Spellstone the Grizzly, put it down to 3, and then hit it with the Dark Reaper, and then coin Defile, which would clear up this board. But then I have spent my coin. So what can I do after that? I could also try to bait him to cube it. I could play Defile. And then I could coin Umbra. I'll try that line. I'm trying this approach. I'm trying to bait him to cube this. If he cubes this, I will faceless the cube. Because he can't cube this and kill the Umbra. Then there will be lots of Witchwood Grizzlies around if he goes for the cube play. Goes for the cube, and he goes for the plated. Everything is as I foresaw. That one too, but then we make this kind of minion too. And we get some Witchwood Grizzlies too. So I baited him to do that. But he could also have a mind control deck. So this is not over. Are you telling me he has double Hunter's Mark? Oh, wow. Well, that was pretty serious stuff. That was pretty serious stuff indeed. Double Hunter's Mark. What is there not to like? Well, I could cube my cube to get some more Grizzlies out there. I guess cubing that cube is fine. Then the cube will of course have cubes inside. And not Grizzlies. I don't see a stronger play right now. I'm cubing the cube. Let's make more Grizzlies. Okay, now we have some more Grizzlies. Does he have a Katrina? It's turn 8. It's the Katrina turn. Well, at least that's not a Katrina. Oh, but that is a scary fellow. There's a Defile. We're going for some Defile shenanigans, right? I think we are. If I play the Lackey... But if that one hits the Lackey... Here then there would be 1, 2, 3, 4... This would also be a 2. That can only be a 6. Make that a 4. Make that a 1. Let's defile this. See what happens. Okay. I thought that was pretty interesting. Lots of things lived, lots of things died. This cube is empty, because it's a cube that came from my cube. No Deathrattles currently on board. If that had stolen the Doom Guard. I knew he didn't have MC Tech before, but that MC Tech top deck was pretty sweet. Okay, we're killing one of these fellows here. Yeah, we killed that one. And play a Void Lord. Okay. So far, I'm alive. I'm alive and I'm moving towards getting my Gul'dan out there. Gul'dan has 1 Doom Guard in it. I've dealt it most Witchwood Grizzlies. This is the last one unless he can cube it again. Okay, pet is coming. No, all the pets are in hand. That was a piece of good news. That was absolutely a piece of good news. He's unlikely to have silence. Yeah, there's no silence in that deck. So I can play a Mountain Giant, but can I afford to tap? If I tap, I go down to 16. He can play King Crush from hand. Or Charge Devil Soar. I can tap. 2 and a 4 and a 6 and an 8. And a 10. This clears the board. Let's clear the board. I think this is acceptable. I still have this line of these 1/1 taunt minions on the way of his King Crush. Intriguing. I suppose this is a Gul'dan turn though. He might have another MC Tech. I could refresh these into 1/3s if I want. They don't have to be 1/1s. Yeah, I'll refresh them. Let's refresh them. I'll also trade that one away. And then we're playing the Gul'dan. So I get the 1/3s instead of 1/1s. And 1 Doom Guard. And I get to 19 health. And we've already seen one of the MC techs. I know there is a King Crush or... well, there's at least a King Crush. So that is the King Crush that he's holding now. But is that going to be enough? Right now I don't think it is. Candle Shot. I could take away the Candle Shot, but he already played both Hunter's marks. Setting up for Deathstalker Rexa, maybe? That could be the case. I mean, but this Deathstalker Rexa going to... he needs like an MC tech to steal the Void Lord. I don't see any other routes. So no, there's no open beta at all. You need to have a key. Or otherwise it opens on the 28th. Okay, here come the recruits. too early to coin Doomsayer, right? Doomsayer probably lives when he gets to 3 mana. It takes a maul that gives +1 damage. Or a raid leader. I'll try. Raid leader is the only guaranteed way, and then there's the maul that gives minions +1 damage. Oh, and a Void Ripper. Now, of course Void Ripper works too. I look forward to your Artifact streams. Well, thing is, I have not been able to play Artifact at all. So I don't know how to play the game yet. That's the problem. If it feels good enough, I don't know it. Oh yeah, oh. Well, that was a sick draw. That was a sick draw if I ever saw one. So Hellfire is now useless. I probably just lost. Anyone see any outs? If I go down to 14 and he will have 5, 6, 7 on board. Don't have a Defile. Even if I had a Defile, it wouldn't do anything. If he has a level up. I'm not seeing any outs. I think I'm just dead. I think I'm just dead with this line. I can hope that he makes a 1 health minion on the board and that I top deck Defile, but that's pretty much it. That was just unbelievable nut draw. Can he mess it up somehow? Nah, he can't mess it up. Hey, that's 10 on board. There are no outs. I might keep the Hellfire in case it's even. Obviously I don't want these against Shudderwock. With Shudderwock with a full keep. That's going to hurt. And my hand is all reactive now. Well, I only kept 1 card for this for the wrong matchup, but still. Alright, I need to find the good stuff and I need to find it fast. It's Shudderwock with a turn 2 Kelleset and a full turn 1 Kelleset, that is, and a full keep. So Saron and Chaingangs won't even die to a Hellfire. And I drew every reactive card I have in my entire deck here. That's so bad. Okay. The only threatening move available to me is playing Umbra. But even if I do that, I don't have anything that I can really do with the Umbra. So it's an empty threat. I think I have to tap here. Not my favorite move by any means, but I'd hope he doesn't have a buffed up Chaingang. If he has just a regular Chaingang, that's okay. Had the regular Chaingang as a keep there. That's okay. I'll Hellfire that away. That's still fine. It's the upgraded Chaingang that's a problem. And these cards. You could just barely kill that with Hellfire Defile. No sight of a weapon. I think it is a Doomguard turn. Losing a Void Lord. It's cool. Pulling another Doomguard from the deck. Not good. He probably deals with this. I mean, ideally he wants to hex it. If he doesn't have a Hex, he will use some damage spells. 50% whiffs. Okay. He gets the kill on the Doom God number 1. This is pretty good for him. Don't have anything too great going on here. Can't find the skull. I haven't found the skull in a single game, by the way. Not once. Not once have I seen the skull. I'm wondering whether I dare just slam another Doom God on the board. That would be a pretty daring move. Let's throw it there. I lose a Faceless Manipulator, that's fine. He didn't have a Hex last time. Has he been able to draw Hex in the last 2 turns? Is there a Hex now? Nope, there's still no Hex. But there could be a Hex next turn. 1 mana off from doing Umbra Cube. Or he could find a Volcano. I need to tap again. Well, there's the skull, but now that's a bit late. The Doom God has to just hit there, but I'm playing the Tog Reaper here. Easily volcanoable. If I had played the Umbran instead of tapping, then there would have been too much health for Volcano in that case. Okay, this is fine. This is completely fine. We're going face. We're moving towards the face here. Here we go. Trying to play some cubes here. So now I have 2 Doom Gods in Gul'dan. If these die, that will be Doom Gods number 3 and number 4. Okay. 2 Doom Gods dead so far. No other demons in Gul'dan. Only Doom Gods. How are you doing in game? Well, 50-50 so far with this deck right now, but seems pretty okay. Ten, 17. This is lethal. Boom. Let's get some more Doom Gods. Because I like Doom Gods. Boom. There goes the Shudderwock. I'll keep the Defile in case it's Murlocs. Because if it's Murlocs and I don't have something, then I just die, but I'm unable to find any proactive cards. So it's probably Big Spell. Well, Polymorph is an issue. Other than that, we have some good stuff that can go here. Let's see. Oh, it's Big Spell Mage. Okay. Let's drop the Doomsayer on this spot, then we go Mountain Giant next turn. Thermal mode. A few months back I tried the same decks you played, and I was owning the ladder. Okay, that's nice. Then we roll in the Mountain Giant. I don't have a Dark Pact, so I can't cube the Giant, and let's see. Well, I can get past the Chain Gang, obviously. And the Mountain Giant will die to some AoE piece, probably. But it will die even if I don't clear the Chain Gang. I think clearing the Chain Gang is the way. Let Chain can push face. Let's see about this. Now, of course, there are plenty of options on how to kill that. That is one of them. One of the better ones, I would assume. Bit low on playable minions. Here are all the demons, but there's no skull. Well, he can probably just take away the skull anyway. I could try to coin the Doom God. See if he has a polymorph. Torok, I really like Rin and play it in all my decks. If I were to put it into Cubelock, which card do you think would be best to replace? I think you don't want to play Cubelock with Rin. That's kind of like the opposite of what this deck is all about. I think I'm coining the Doom God. Let's push face. This is the moment when he is least likely to have a polymorph available. So we're going to try this. He does have a polymorph. Ouch. Well, that's sad. Okay, well, no Doom God Resurrect then. Alright, alright. 7 cards in hand. I can tap, go to 5 mana. I think I do want to get rid of the Artificer here. So I'll do this for now. Tar Creeper or Doomsayer. I'll go with the Doomsayer. Let's try this. And I like Rin as well. Yeah, Rin is a fun card, but there's a time and place for everything. And the time and place for Rin is not in Cubelock. This deck simply does not... It doesn't fit this deck. Seven cards in hand. I need better cards. Well, that's a card. I'll give it a try. Because he's less than halfway through his deck. The probability that he has weapon removal is less than half at the moment. So we're giving this a try.
This one will prove very useful.
Intriguing stuff. And what is the secret? Runes, maybe? What if it's runes? Then I could just cube. But what if it's Frozen Clone? Then I would need to play the Tar Creeper. Let's check with the Tar Creeper. Was Mirror Entity. Intriguing. Then I'll make a Lich King for myself. Let's grab a Lich King card. Okay, that's a card. But he has plenty of AoE left. Oh, and Jaina off the top. Jaina off the top is always nice. Highly recommended. Grab Jaina off the top if you can. It is solid. I would like to do something like Umbra Cube stuff. But I would like to do it on a Doom God. So I need to find a Doom God to pull from the skull. And then I would want to Umbra Cube the Doom God. I've seen one polymorph so far. I need to tap. So that's 5 damage. I think I'm using the spell stones here. Let's try this approach. There's of course so much AoE that he can do. There was a line with Umbra Cube or Cube Dark Pact. Just killing off some of these Void Lords here. That was an alternative. I didn't have to go for this line. Do you like the version of this deck that runs Prince Tree? Yeah, sure, I like it. But I think right now I need Tar Creepers more to defend. Running in with the lackey is a risk. There's my Gul'dan. I'll give the Lackey a try. Might end up badly. I want to kill that one. I want to kill this one. And these will punch face. If he can polymorph the Doom God, that would be a problem. If I can get the Doom God and then I can cube the Doom God and some stuff like that, that might be strong. Okay, I don't need the skull anymore anyway. This is completely fine. Alright. We're doing fine so far. So then I will need to cube the Doom God. So I will hit here. And I will pull the Doom God. The Doom God will also hit here. He's healing up a lot. I know. Then I need to play the Umbra. And I need to cube the Doom God. So that I get a couple of more Doom Gods. And these Doom Gods, I can't kill off my own Doom Gods, unfortunately. This fellow can hit there. Doom Gods can go face. We try a setup like this. Has luck favored you today? Luck maybe hasn't, but my plays have been on point. Now if you kill the board, he doesn't kill the board. That's a good move. That's a good solid move. Ah, that was a good play. I approve of this play. Do I want to Dark Pact anything? The answer to that question is no. The only thing that I could Dark Pact would be the cube. But I think that looks like still decent insurance here. We're trying to hold on to this funds for now. So much will depend on how many Doom Gods I can get from Gul'dan, because there are also Void Lords and Void Walkers in that. Some kind of board clear coming. Yep, that's a Dragon's Fury. We'll wipe this board, but 2 Doom Gods will pop out of this cube. So does he have a way to deal with those? Partially. So if I play Gul'dan, I would have to get 3 Doom Gods in order to have lethal. I don't think I trust in my ability to get 3 Doom Gods. 5 slots. And there's also the Void Lords and Void Walkers that have died. I think I trust in my ability to... Not enough mana to get the Hellfire. But let's put him down to 3 anyway. No need to tap. No, this is fine. Okay, we have already seen 1 Artificer. So he needs another Artificer. Some big spells and some luck. Right. Or, at least, there must not be Doom Gods from the Gul'dan. He has used 1 Blizzard, there could be another Blizzard. He was able to find the Artificer. Artificer Blizzard is the best thing he can do. Can he do that? This is not Artificer Blizzard. This shouldn't be good enough. All I need is to resurrect 1 Doom God. And there are tons of Doom Gods in the pool. I got 2. That's enough. Boom! Here we go again, with the boom. I mean, I have to mulligan for Zoo, right? I'll try to keep the Giant, because I already have a Doomsayer, so maybe there is a world in which I can play the Giant if this turns out to be some kind of slower matchup. If it's like Control Warlock, for some reason. Not Zoo. I did assume Zoo. Well, bit of a neutral mulligan. Oh, it's Zoo. I think I have to tap here. But I need to try to get the Doomsayer go off next turn. There are ways for him to kill the Doomsayer, but I think I need to try with that next turn. Well, that's a surprising move. That's a very surprising move. If I play Doomsayer now, I guarantee Giant on an empty board. I mean, Giant on an empty board is pretty good, right? I think it's pretty good. This is true. He has a lot of cards. There can be some pretty interesting swings coming. Swings and roundabouts. But I need to slam the Giant here. I don't think I'd coin the Kobold Librarian. He had the opening Kelesset, so let's see. Lot of cards, and most of these are Kelesset buffed too. I expect some insane stuff coming up. Oh, Librarian Defile. I think it has to be the Librarian Defile, right? What alternatives do I have? Lackey. Coin Lackey, no. This is Librarian Defile. We get rid of this board. Obviously, the Giant is now vulnerable to Soulfire. I have the option to coin a Tar Creeper out there. But next turn I can play Lackey Coin Pact. I think I like Lackey Coin Pact more. So I'm just tapping for now. He's drawing so much cards. Well, am I going to try Artifact once it's released? Yeah, of course I will give it a try. But obviously I haven't been able to play any because I'm not in the beta, so... I think there's going to be a Soulfire on the Giant. No surprise there. Is it Lucky Coin Pact? Or do I try to hold on to the coin? He currently has 5, 6, 7 damage on board. He has only used 1 healing card and the life, 2 healing cards. So there are 3 healing cards left in the deck. There's no Defile board here for me. I could also just play the Lackey, but he could have a Silence. What if I just play a pair of minions? I think that's acceptable too. Let's just drop a pair of minions here. I've been trying to beg for beta keys all over the place. Unsuccessfully. Did we just get a Defile setup? 1 and a 2 and a 3. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We just got ourselves a Defile setup. I will have to spend the coin to do that. It's fine. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Turned out to be a Doom God. Okay. Doom God's fine. And it's at 5, so it doesn't die to a simple Soulfire. It can die to Dreadlord Soulfire. Or it can die to another Doom God. That also works out. It's a Doomguard build. I've seen one Silence already. I've seen one Soulfire. I've seen one Doomguard. I can probably live through a tap. Spellstone the Doomguard. And play a Doomsayer. Because Doomguard Soulfire is not lethal. Then he needs to deal with the Doomsayer. And the only cards that deal with the Doomsayer are Doomguard and Soulfire again. Can he run double Silence? If he runs double Silence, I can lose this. Oh no! Mossy Horror. That was tough. Silence can win. Does he have a Silence? I don't think I had a better line there. I mean, he cannot run double Mossy Horror. That just will not happen. Hellfire? In Zoo? What? What is this madness? This is not even the first Zoo I've seen with Hellfire, but I still think it's a terrible, terrible idea. These are interesting cards. Probably microphone settings. They distort the voice, I suppose. Which will be interesting, because if I sometimes get around to do the audio upgrade, because I would like to upgrade to XLR mic and a preamp instead of a USB mic that I'm currently using, then we'll see what it does to my voice. Wild Crodon 2, that's a classic. Librarian. I have a Spellstone in hand too. Yeah, we're going in with the Librarian. In with the gear. Does he have a Naturalize? Starts milling some cards. See if he can mill Gul'dan. Well, I suppose those are types of risks that I have to take. He doesn't have a Nourish because he didn't use a coin. So that card could be a Naturalize. I think I still need to try with the Giant. It's only one card that gets milled if this is Naturalized. That's not a worst case scenario. And it wasn't Gul'dan. That's good. Doomguard is also, of course, nasty if that gets faceless. Not the greatest thing, that one either. I don't have any really active plays here. I think I'll just jam the Doomsayers out there. Try to make some room in my hand. I would have to be able to beat down the Druid before he gets to hit all his value stuff. Assuming it's Malygos. I mean, it can still be Malygos or Togwaggle, but Malygos is always the more probable one. So there's a Doomguard inside this fellow, because I drew both Void Lords. But I have a cube. I don't have the mana to activate it yet, though. Oh, that's intriguing. That's really intriguing. Still can't get full value from the cube yet. Because I can hit here and then I can defile. And then I can jam the Doomguard in and then I can cube the Doomguard. But I can't kill the cube yet. But that's still the line I need to take here. Jam that in. Defile. Pull the Doomguard. Doomguard hits there. I cube the Doomguard. There's no silence in the druid, so he can't prevent the Doom Guards from coming out. That's at least some kind of an upside. So that will be 3 Doom Guards. 3 Doom Guards just isn't quite enough, probably. I mean, he probably just kills me before I get to do anything. That's the druid way. There will be so much face damage that I can't deal with that. Yeah, so next up we're going to see Malygos. And boom, I'm dead. It's obviously a bit nasty. But what can you do? So swipe. Double Moonfire's 22 or 12. 12 plus swipe. Double swipe 18. I have a lot of ways to get out of reach. I could try this. Hit here. Play the librarian. Then I can pack the cube. Then I can spell stone one of these. Hit the other. So I get to 27, but I don't have an answer to if he just drops the Malygos here. I don't have an answer to that one. Because I used the spell stone. What if I didn't use the spell stone? We'll see. I will probably die to a Malygos combo later on, even if I survive the initial happening. This looks like a Void Lord play to me. Is there any reason? Yeah, I can hit this in. It's fine. How can I deal enough damage quickly enough? I've seen both Spreading Plagues. If I can resurrect some Doom Guards with the Gul'dan, is that going to be the answer? Because he's clearly looking for a combo that can deal 30 or more damage. Found a Spellstone. He's clearly looking for those combo plays. And once he finds the combo, then obviously, assuming that it's Mali that is discounted, then I just can't deal with that. I can get some Doom Guards going on here. Do I care about the Ghoul Infestor? Serious question. Do I? I don't think I do. I think these are going face. I've seen both Spreading Plagues, so if he can't find the damage spells, then maybe. I'm at 32, so killing me is not trivial, but of course Malia plus Floop does it pretty easily. There could be mind control techs. How much do I want to play around MC tech? This really looks like an MC tech type of play. One goes here, right?
I must feed now.
You go here. This goes here. This happens. These go face. I equip the skull. This is what I'm trying here. But I guess the Malygos is coming. And Mali and Floop can easily deal 35. It's not even close. He burned a card, but unfortunately it was not a piece that is really needed for his combo. But I'm afraid the Malygos is coming. He also has plenty of armor left. He hasn't used any branching paths yet. So he can like heal for 24 right here. If he wants. Getting him to use a swipe was a surprise.
Good demons are hard to find.
Not enough damage. Not quite enough damage here. Playing Umbra doesn't do anything. And if one of these lived, I would like to Umbra and Cube. I think I'll play the Lackey, just to get a little bit more board presence. You could have saved 1 HP being defiled from your Doom Gods. Really? I didn't notice. It's fine. Malfurion. Malfurion bringing the taunts. Mountain Giant. Is he going to have mind control decks in that deck? Very serious question. And why haven't I seen the Malygos combo yet? Can this be Togwaggle? Do I want to play around the MC tech? I think I do. So I'll trade these down. This one goes face and I eat it.
I'm almost out of cards.
I don't want to give him a mind control tech board here. At least not an easy one. Yeah, that's as I said, he has a lot of armor. And by a lot I mean a lot. So he has now casually healed for 39 in 2 turns. That's pretty casual. It's time to go with the Umbra and Cube, right? Yeah, it's time to go with the Umbra and Cube. Then we'll see about the MC decks and stuff. This is Umbra Cube turn. We make more Doom Gods, and we keep punching face. So maybe this is indeed Togwaggle. What's his maximum potential burst damage? I mean, if he has Malygos and Floop, then it's... what, 50-ish? No, 1 swipe is gone. So... 40. More than I have health plus armor. Easily. Easily more than I have health plus armor. There were the MC techs. So this is actually Togwaggle. This is actually Togwaggle and not Mally. That was intriguing. He's at 25. 10, 12, 15. Wait a minute. 9, 10, 12, 15. He's at 25. This is lethal, right? And this is just lethal.
You win. I can rest now.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.